Now, there's a clip I want us to watch, but before that, let me give a little context for those who don't know who Andrew Wilson is. Because a lot of people are watching this for the first time and they're like, who is Andrew Wilson? Who is this man? And why are people talking about him? So, Andrew Wilson is one of these online alpha male voices, the loud, aggressive, red pill, I'm always right type of personalities that love to debate women. I mean, he goes on different podcasts acting like the symbol of masculinity, dominance, leadership, traditional values, all of that. He loves to talk over people, yes, especially women. And he's always presenting himself like he can never be shaken or embarrassed. But recently, the internet has been cooking him. Why? Because for somebody who talks so much about traditional values, his own life, according to the woman in this clip, okay, there's a woman that, this debate got heated, and this woman put him in the right place. Okay, the woman is like, nah, what you're preaching is not matching what you're doing. You're not following what you are doing. Okay, and she brought his wife into this conversation. So let me show you the clip.
What part of me marrying a woman who was divorced goes against my worldview?
You say gnarly things about promiscuous women and that they're disgusting.
That's not promiscuity.
You say 3 baby daddies? Yes, that's promiscuous.
Wait a second. Help me out here. How many times have you had sex?
I couldn't count.
How many different partners have you had?
Certainly under 10.
Yeah, and she has three long-term relationships, and I'm one of them. Chuck, you've way more.
None of them got me pregnant.
Well, who cares if they did? You would just abort the kid.
I mean, yeah, but
because you're just a sick.
I'm not a sick.
You're a sick.
I think it's crueler. I think it is crueler to have children when you are unprepared and bring them into an unsafe household. I think that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll make sure to let my stepkids know that they shouldn't have been brought in the world because Chuck wishes that her mom killed them. Because then she couldn't say he had 3 baby daddies, could she?
Go ahead and tell them.
I'll go ahead and tell them, Chuck. I'll let them know, Chuck.
But it's every time you talk about how older women are undesirable, women with pasts are undesirable.
That's not what I say.
And then you are dating a woman. You are married to a woman. You are in
Chuck,
love with a woman.
Can you tell me what my position is?
I've seen your tweets.
What's my position?
I've seen the way that you speak to sex workers.
Can you tell me what my... Was my wife a sex worker?
No.
No.
She has 3 baby daddies.
Okay, so not a sex worker?
No, not a sex worker.
Okay, great. So she had 3 long-term relationships and did what she was supposed to do in them when she's married, which is have children.
Yeah, and how did that turn out for her?
It turned out great. She ended up with me.
She got half her tongue ripped out. That's what you
said.
But
But she's been with me for almost, 18 years? What's your longest term relationship, Chuck?
3 years, but I'm also in my 20s.
3 years. 3 years and 10 guys. Boy, you got a way to go, Chuck.
But I'm also in my 20s.
I married her when I was in my 20s. With her. What do you mean? Charlie, I just think, honestly, you're too stupid to understand them.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before.
And you,
you lick sniz. Under your religion.
You lick sniz.
What is that?
You're a fucking... Don't talk shit about my wife, you stupid bitch. Shut your mouth. It's because I'm better than you, Charlie.
No, it's because you're embarrassed and you know that the traditional values that you try to sell people on are bullshit because you are not a traditional man.
Chuck.
Cooked. So there we have it. Drop your thoughts in the comment section because people reacted to this. And I can tell you for free that people had things to say. Listen, it's not just because he got angry. Anybody can get angry, but look at how he reacted. I was so upset. All right, if there's one thing that I do not like in a man, it's a man that acts like this. I hate men that are lousy. I hate men that talk too much. I mean, the disrespect, the cussing, the lack of atmosphere. Can you see how calm that lady was? The lack of composure. Just see how calm the lady was. This is the same man who tells men to be leaders, to be in control, to stay logical, who couldn't even control his own emotions for 5 seconds. I respect men. But when you're doing too much is what I do not like. And the lady staying calm in all of that was what made everything worse. I mean, he lost it. Now, let's see what people have to say about this video.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married 3 different times is the single greatest comeback I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. She didn't even have to bring up the fact that she also has a fucking dog face. Andrew Wilson of the Whatever podcast just had his career ended. If anybody listens to this man for anything besides mocking him after what this brave woman just put him through, you're a fucking idiot. All you need to remember is that when he heard the truth, he could not handle it. He could not handle being reminded that somebody else has entered his wife multiple times with her dog face, has been married to her multiple times with her dog face, and that right now he is currently experiencing sloppy thirds and that he's probably taking care of 2 other man's kids. Holy shit. Because the way that he reacted was by saying, you lick sniz? All that means is that you don't. Because you don't know how to please your wife, which means that she's going to have 4 marriages and 4 baby daddies because you're a little baby bitch boy. Invite me on your podcast, Andrew. Talk to a fucking real man for once. Stop arguing with these girls and come see what it's like to actually get schooled by a man if your podcast, if your career can survive after this absolute takedown. Thank you for that woman. Thank you to that woman for the greatest 30 seconds of 2025.
I'm convinced if there were no cameras, Andrew Wilson would have jumped over that table and he would have attacked that girl. It's like he was seeing his whole life crumble right before his eyes. Not gonna lie, it was beautiful. And the thought of how Andrew Wilson is suffering this weekend.
Andrew Wilson getting exposed for being married to the very woman that he talks down on his podcast, nothing about that is surprising. You know why? Because I constantly tell y'all that when you hear these creators, these podcasters get online and tell you about what they won't deal with, they're telling you what they wish they could do, what type of standards they wish they could have in real life, but not the actual standards that they implement in their actual real life. I'm going to give you a quick analogy of what most people's dating life looks like. You got 2 men. You got one man who has no food, nothing to eat. And then you got this other man who has an abundance of food. When you go to both men and you ask them, hey, I got this pizza and this pizza got all the toppings on it. That man who's starving and ain't got no food, he going to eat that pizza exactly the way it is. He going to take exactly what he can get. Versus that other man who got enough food to eat on. When you tell him that he got a pizza, you got a pizza with all these different ingredients on it, and he don't like all of that stuff, he can tell you, nah, I'm cool, because he got other food that he could go eat. Right? He don't have to worry about you offering him a pizza that he don't want, because he could clearly just go get something else. But that man who's starving, he don't have the ability to be that picky, because he ain't got no food at all. And this is what most people's dating life looks like. They are not in a position when it comes to options to be picky the way they act as if they can. When they sit up and tell you all of this stuff that they won't deal with, who they won't pick, who they won't deal with, unless they're willing to take the option of being by themselves, which most people are not, they're going to take what they can get. Another little hint for you is the more you hear a creator talk about something, the more that's usually probably what they dealing with in real life. If you hear a creator constantly bash single mothers, constantly bash women with children, constantly talking about women being 304s or anything to that nature, that's because they're currently with a woman like that, or that's the only type of women that they usually can get. Right? That's the reason why it's always so heavily on their mind. That's why they have such a disdain for it so much. Because truly, they resent the fact that that's all they can get, or that that's currently what they ended up settling for. But I'm high-key disappointed with y'all FBI internet agents. The fact that it took this long for y'all to find this information out, as big as his platform is, as big as his podcast is, and y'all just now finding out that he's the very man of dealing with the type of women that he tell other men not to deal with. Y'all should have been knew this.
So your wife has 3 baby daddies and got divorced twice.
Why are we debating shit if that's who we wiped up, bro? I ain't gonna lie, she cooked you. So Andrew Wilson was challenged on his podcast, bro, and he got flamed. He got flamed so bad that the person that was like in the middle between them both started freaking out. He's like, oh shit. Now me, as a spectator, I know this has been trending on the fucking news and shit, but like I'm giving my thoughts about it. Bro, if you have like a lot of slack on your end and you're trying to debate about something that's similar to what you're going through, I don't think you should say a word. It's like that one person that laughs and everybody's roasting each other and then they look at you and he's like, you're laughing too? What's up? And the thing that made it worse was like he just started just getting mad and like, bro, you're getting emotional and showing you lost. Bro, if you show that you get emotional, that's how you know you basically lost. You're done. You're donezo. And then he started getting at her. He said some random shit about her liking other women and stuff. And I'm like, bro, that ain't gonna touch what you went through. You wiped up a demon. She pretty much basically won the whole podcast over with that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because what can you do to say against that? Except just like calling her slurs and stuff. That's literally what happens. Like, you just get mad. And that's exactly what he did. He fell into her hand. It was literally like that one meme where the monkey is just like staring at the lion and the lion's just yelling at him. He's like, got rage baited to the T. It's an evil world we live in.
His wife has 3 baby daddies. That interaction was amazing, bro. I've never seen anything like it. What really doesn't sit right with me, though, is obviously she owned him, right? But immediately he went on the aggressive defensive. Like, he literally called her the D slur in his efforts to be like, oh, actually, I don't have any problems with that at all. That's not promiscuous. And it's like, if you didn't think that was promiscuous, if you didn't think it was a problem, you wouldn't have responded with so much gusto. Like, if it was genuinely something that he didn't mind, he would be like, oh, like, what do you mean? Like, why would you say that? Instead of completely melting down. And that's how I feel like all those body count people are, not gonna lie. Like, they're gonna shame people, particularly women with high body counts, but not only is there always someone that they would break that rule for, but they're also gonna somehow pretend it's not the rule being broken. And look, if you want to sit here and tell me that a woman having 3 baby daddies isn't technically promiscuous, or is less promiscuous than someone like having a reputation for sleeping around but not having kids, okay, fine. If I give you that, what I feel like you can't argue is them having 3 baby daddies is less of a deterrent than them having slept around with like 10, 20, 30 people. Because what I always hear from these people, they're like, oh my gosh, these people, they had access to this person. You know, you can't sleep with that many people because all these people had access to you. You lose your value. Bro, she's tied in with 3 other human beings for life. Like, personally, I feel like someone looking at, you know, your girl and being like, man, I put a baby inside her is much more offensive than someone being like, oh yeah, I hit that one time. Or I hit that a few times. You know what I'm saying? That's why this whole like new like purity culture, like I don't believe that these people actually mean it. And look, I have no problem with single mothers or promiscuous women or anything of the sort. But I'm just saying, if you're going to build like parts of your personality and parts of your take off being mad at women for making personal decisions that don't really involve you in that particular way, and then your wife has 3 baby daddies, it absolutely is hypocritical. Okay, it is.
My hot take about this interaction here is that you can't call yourself an alpha male or a high value man or whatever other sort of ridiculous terminology that insecure red-pilled podcast bros use to sell courses to other insecure bros if you're not an eater at like the very least. And I'm sure there's a little bit of cause and effect there where you're probably not falling down that path if you are an eater, but that should be like the bare minimum to be like a high value man. Not only did she do a great job of exposing the hypocrisy in his grift by saying, hey, you know what? You're not actually living the lifestyle that you are selling to these insecure people. He also told on himself with his response and saying, oh yeah, well you lick sniz, as if that's an insult to anybody who is actually like an eater and cares about doing that. And not just for like, well, what can I get in return here? But actually for like the love of the game and to actually like enjoy doing it. So all he did was just prove her point further that he's really just insecure and angry about life because he probably has never actually been able to fully properly satisfy a woman, and he is insecure about that and is preying on the insecurities of other men who also have similar issues as well.
Your wife has 3 baby daddies and you're hating feminists or women who sleep around because you have this rhetoric that says no man is going to want a woman who is used up. And when you say that, you mean if they are not virgins? You claim that women lose their value the more partners that they have. But you failed to tell everybody what this woman here did in 2 seconds is ruin your whole platform, Andrew Wilson. And see, like, I enjoyed listening to like him talk every now and then. He'd make some valid points, but I listen to literally every point, right, left, in between. I just want to know. But this is crazy how you are going to say that a woman who has a baby and is not married loses her value and men should not pick those type of women, but you're married to a woman who has 3 baby daddies.
What's actually really funny to me about the whole Andrew Wilson whatever podcast like crash out situation that's happened recently, people are talking about, is that he postures himself, this podcast is about like alpha male hypermasculinity, it's like the alt-right pipeline, the whole thing, and guys that are in that space, in that mindset, talk a lot about how women are controlled by their emotions and men are much better at, you know, keeping their cool and making sure their emotions don't run their life and everything. But she didn't even make fun of the guy. She just kind of mentioned something that is factual about his marriage and his wife, and the dude fucking lost it. Just lost it. He was very easily controlled by his emotions, had no resilience whatsoever, just really folded in terms of how he was feeling and how quickly that came out of his face. And hey, I empathize greatly about wanting to protect your wife. I would want to protect my wife too if somebody was insulting her or, you know, making false claims, but they weren't. They were just talking about them. saying things about them that were true. What really made him crash out was that his worldview in terms of how people were supposed to perceive him was crumbling. And that's what he was pissed about. And if you look at the people in that exchange, the man and the woman, the man was the one that was really getting dragged all over the place by how he felt. And the woman in that conversation was calm, cool, collected. She didn't freak out. She just kept, conversing, trying to make her point. But yeah, keep telling yourself that women are controlled by their emotions and men aren't. The thing is, men who have no emotional intelligence and refuse to look at that stuff because they think it's girly, they are the ones that are most vulnerable to just getting taken over. As soon as the anger, the rage, the insecurity shows up, you turn into that guy from that podcast because you don't know what to do with how you feel. So you freak the fuck out. Anyway.
Saying your wife has 3 baby daddies and was married 3 different times while sitting there with a cold, straight face has to be the greatest comeback of all time. This man was so stressed that he started making up random words. He started stuttering and making up random words. Imagine you are going into work, right? And you're thinking that you're going to just tear somebody apart. You're thinking, oh, I got away with this a few times, so it's going to happen again. And then you come against the one, right? And the fact that he tries to come back after the argument, she's like, Andrew, you're embarrassed. Like, oh. These red pill men are selling young men a lie. These red pill men are selling men a lie in general. Instead of telling men, hey, grow up, work hard, gain some emotional balance. People need to realize these red pill guys were the losers in school. And they're just trying to live through other young men. They don't even practice what they preach.
If I had to vote to nominate someone for the Rage Bait of the Year award, I would vote for that woman who said, Andrew, your wife has 3 baby daddies and has been married twice before, and sent that dude to his breaking point. Because no matter what you call somebody, it doesn't matter how bad you make fun of someone, nothing cuts a person deeper than just stating the truth.
99% of you understood what was meant by my last video speaking about the Andrew Wilson situation. And then there's people like this. They come into the comment section and they try to defend the fact that Andrew's wife had 3 baby daddies. That wasn't even the topic of discussion. That was just a fact. A fact that was stated by the young lady who was debating him in the podcast. The real issue here is his trashy behavior, his response. Okay? You don't yell, scream, jump up and down, and act like a man-child and throw a man tantrum because somebody stated a fact. He didn't call her a liar. So when people like this, who their username is unknown and they have 0 followers, they set up an account because they want to hide behind the fact that they are justifying that type of behavior. There's no excuse. I don't give a damn. There's no excuse. Okay? Go away. Goodbye. Love you. Bye.
So that's it. You've heard what they have to say. So I want to know what you have to say in the comment section below. All right. So we're going to call it a wrap right now. We're going to call it a wrap right now. Okay. And don't forget to give this video a like and kindly subscribe. Share this video. Okay. Drop a comment and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and goodbye for now.